Welcome to Fergie's showroom.
I'm going to be working with you on the next challenge, along with my agent, the president of Wilhelmina Models and Talent, Sean Patterson.
Hey, everybody.
Sean's going to test your knowledge of Fergie.
What was the name of the female trio Fergie was in before joining the Black Eyed Peas?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Wild Orchid.
That is correct.
Rachel, looks like you know Fergie better than the rest. For this, you will gain an advantage in our next challenge, the Dress to Impress Fergie test.
Thank you so much for styling Fergie. I feel that the closest that represents her is Keena's look.
I won something.
Fergie herself is coming here to judge you guys.
I'm really excited. It's something that everybody is like jealous of, that we get to meet Fergie, so it's kind of cool that we get this opportunity to do that. She's in the center of the fashion world.
I'm really excited to meet Fergie. I think her style is really fun and energetic. It will be definitely fun to do something for her.
The pressure is pretty intense for this one. Like the celebrity aspect of it, obviously, like it's a big thing. This is the stuff that we got from them for what their trend information is. So I think I'm gonna go along the lines of like the wild one. I'm taking this and I'm gonna put like an elastic, there's obviously gonna be a tongue, but there's gonna be an elastic gore behind it so that like it's attached to the shoe so that the shoe can be worn both with laces or without laces.
So, and you're in there.
Yeah, and then there's gonna be a zipper going up the back too.
I would be very surprised if they don't nail this challenge.
I decided to even go further down than how it was because
Below the ankle?
it's gonna be almost exactly like at the ankle.
Okay.
So it's gonna go a little bit more further down, and
Right.
I thought it was a little bit sexier like that.
I could see myself as both a mass market designer and like a more high-end designer.
Wow, very nice.
I'm pretty confident with my design so far. I mean, I feel the pressure just because it's a high-profile celebrity that we're gonna be judged by, but I think she's gonna like what I'm gonna make.
Very Fergalicious. From what I saw today, I think each one of them have chosen the trend. You know, I think very widely that suits, I think, their comfort zone in a way.
Knowing that like after this challenge, it's gonna be like the two who are really competing for the job, like that's definitely like a wake-up call.
Is it too late to quit now?
It was kind of hard to have the idea of Fergie in your head, which is, you know, out there and crazy, but then be able to bring it back down into, you know, a commercial shoe that is a price point of, you know, $90 or so.
I'm very happy with my design. I think the three of us really have a solid chance at winning today and losing today.
My designs are a little bit more mature than designing for something for this kind of age group, but I actually thought it was a really fun challenge.
Welcome, and congratulations on making it to the next step. As you know, you're here to compete for the grand prize, a design job with Brown Shoe. Let me introduce you to your judges. You know Michael Atmore, editorial director of Footwear News.
This is by far the toughest challenge that these kids have faced. I mean, you have Fergie herself here judging a shoe that she might consider for her line.
Our very special guest judge, Fergie, Grammy Award-winning musician and Brown Shoe partner on her Fergie Footwear label.
I hope that they'll just be able to feel confident in what they're doing because they're here for a reason.
Tony Pelle, Group Vice President and DMM of Shoes at Macy's.
The line already reaches a large audience, and I hope that the students are designing for many customers rather than a small group of customers.
And Brandon Holley, editor of Lucky Magazine.
As the editor of Lucky, I'm always trying to think of who my reader is. You have to think about who am I appealing to, and am I always thinking of that woman? So I'm wondering if they're thinking the same way.
Keena, as the winner of the styling challenge, you get to pick today's order.
I chose myself to go first, and then Matthew and Rachel.
All right, your time starts now.
So when we first got this challenge, I was super excited, but then I kind of remembered that it's for the line, and it's not for a Fergie music video where you can, you know, put you on 10-inch platforms with things shooting out inside.
So I had to remember to pull back a little bit, but I still wanted to keep that like funky, edgy look. One of the trends that I really liked is like the kind of proportionally off high heels. So it's a really small detail, but this platform actually extends very architecturally like a square out in the front. It's always easy to beef up a shoe as far as it looking expensive by using the hardware. So I have this very pyramid-like zipper pull that matches the studs on the front and the back. It's really a bold statement, but it's a plastic stud. So it gives that effect of that really heavy, chunky gold hardware, but it's cheap for manufacturing. So I really played around with the architectural look and little details to keep it in that price point, but still have it be that Fergie name.
Do you think women like their feet to look exaggerated?
I think that for the market, that it would be like, nobody else is gonna have this shoe. This is hot, you know, because it's not your basic platform. There's a different thing to look at.
What type of outfit would you put with that shoe?
Because the hardware is such a statement, I think it would be like more of a simple outfit with like a bracelet that you're wearing right now. Like it's kind of more like the accessory kind of shoe.
Tell me how much thinking you did about your girl.
You know, you gotta go crazy. It's Fergie. You know, it's not gonna be like a plain closed pump. There's gotta be something that is edgy. There's gotta be something that's out there. When you put it on and you walk down the street, like you can feel like the hottest bitch on the planet. Like and that's what I wanted the shoe to be.
Keena, the original idea, was it wilder than that?
The original thing that I wanted to do was like a, you know, like this, like strainers, like flower strainers, that kind of like netted, like metal look. But then I thought that like it would be too expensive to produce.
So you were thinking commercially.
Yes, but still trying to be out there.
When we got this challenge, I was extremely excited because I always do menswear, so this is something like the epitome of a feminine kind of customer, and something that I was really able to go out there, because one of the comments when I'm always here is that it's too commercial, it's too simple. I did a military-inspired fur-lined booty, gold top lift, the gold zipper in the back, gold eyelets, a covered platform so that you're giving the woman the height, but it's still being more comfortable because her foot isn't at the angle as it normally would be. The shoe can be worn 3 different ways. It would also come with a second set of laces that are self to the upper. And also there's an elastic backer to the tongue so you can take the laces out completely. When we were looking at your trend boards, what really spoke to me was the fur. I love fur, I absolutely do. For the price point at the $90 to $100, it would have to be a faux fur, but that doesn't mean it can't be hot. I put the fur on the lining on the inside here so that when she slips her foot in there, it feels great, she feels great, and like she knows it's there. There's a certain girl who would wear a fur boot on the outside, but if it's on the inside, you're not limiting your customer.
What made you pick this silhouette versus more of a dress shoe?
When I was looking through like what Fergie has done through her seasons, there was a shoe, it's called the Macy shoe. I was like, oh, that's really hot. And I was like reading the reviews online about it, and it seems to be very well received. So I was taking that existing pattern already and updating it and bringing it into fall.
As you know, I wear a lot of my own footwear line.
Yes.
So if I was going to wear this shoe, where would I be going?
During the day, kind of with like the ripped up jeans, a blazer, you know, you may be going to a business meeting, but you're going out to lunch.
You worked off of Fergie's idea board.
Yes.
For fall, the wild ones.
Yes.
Tell me where the wild is.
Well, the wild is coming in really with the fur lining, which is a major part of the wild ones in that whole trend idea.
So Matthew, you keep calling yourself a men's designer.
Yes, I like doing men's footwear. I haven't drawn a women's shoe in years.
Do you think at this point that women's might be in your future?
When you start out as a designer, like you begin designing for yourself. Growing up as a designer, maturing as a designer, and definitely the competition here has helped me do that, like to see like outside the box. But I think coming from that background, it gives me a different kind of perspective as to the way I look at the women's shoes.
Sequins are such a hot trend for fall 2011, so I really wanted to incorporate that. Another reason why I chose to do sequins is because it's extremely telegenic and it looks really good on TV, and you make a lot of appearances on TV as well as in magazines, and a lot of your sales are also done online. Another thing I want to do is to have a really cool painted gunmetal outsole and including the Fergie hardware, which gives it a more expensive edge, as well as having a really cool zipper in the back, and it's not your typical zipper. It is kind of sensual. It has a really sensual curve to it. I wanted to make it really commercial, so I included the patent pig leather because that makes it more affordable to your customer, but yet makes it really kind of expensive looking. I was given a sample and I tried on your shoes. They were so comfortable and I was like, how is this possible? So I actually deconstructed it and was able to look at every aspect of the shoe and found out that when I took it apart, it was heavily cushioned. So I definitely included that into my insole.
The shoe, do you see it being worn casual as well as dress?
I think it could be versatile, but what I noticed is that a lot of girls who were picking up Fergie stuff is they were picking up shoes that were like really fun, energetic, going out shoes.
And was black the choice from the beginning?
I think black is a very sellable color. Obviously, it's, you know, the #1 color you can go to. But when I was thinking about it, I wanted to do something that I actually could see a Fergie customer walking home with. And when I looked to her collection, I think it would go really well with her whole line.
Could you see this shoe done exactly the same but with another color palette?
Something that I think is really hot are like the color changing sequins.
Which color specifically would you choose?
Kind of like a silver would be really pretty.
What would you pair the silver with?
Maybe on the outsole, instead of just doing gunmetal, you could trace the outsole with a pop color and have it go down the heel.
You used all that glitters. Would you see Fergie wearing this on the red carpet?
When you see Fergie, you're always wearing something that stands out, that like pops. When you're wearing her shoes, you want to sparkle.
Thanks, Rachel.
Welcome back.
I'm so excited for these young shoe designers. I feel like they bring a fresh perspective.
I think that this would be a fantastic shoe for Lucky Magazine.
Or is it too daring? Is it too much ahead of the curve?
Everyone went so safe with the black.
I'm more concerned about how it fits and the silhouette being too extreme.
Are we ready to make a decision? And the person going home today is...
This episode was sponsored by Fergie Footwear, a brown shoe brand.